So what are we?
Yo, I'm just chilling right now.
I'm not looking for anything right now.
Excuse me, can I talk
I saw
to
your
you?
little girlfriend the other
What
day.
you mean?
You know you're my man,
So
right?
when you gonna make me your girl?
You probably say the same
Welcome
thing
to
to all the
episode
little
6
girls on
of What You Want to Call It podcast. I have two attorneys, aspiring attorney, and I'm going to let them go ahead and introduce themselves.
Ladies first.
Okay. My name is Ninabelle. I am Cameroonian, grew up in New York, Japan. I'm an attorney with the federal government, and I do international development work.
My name is Jalen Sanders, and I'm currently 2L at the University of Baltimore School of Law. I work at the State's Attorney's Office for Baltimore City, and I was a Baltimore native, born and raised East Baltimore. Yeah.
I'm really happy to have y'all together. So I set this up because I know you're in law school, you're an attorney, so I set this up to have two educated, young, black individuals discuss their experiences with dating in the same pretty much profession. So my next question is, what is the best relationship advice you have received, and who was it from?
I have to think about that one.
Okay.
Take your time.
Ironically, it was literally just like 2 days ago from a very good friend of mine, and she was telling me how the kind of personality I have, I'm very giving, and I'm very forward, and I'll help other people and stuff, but I give so much, I don't give back to myself, and it's kind of like you're going to do it so much to a point where who are you going to rely on overall? Mm-hmm. So I have to work on allowing people to, be there for me, support me, like have my best interest in mind, or else I'm going to burn myself out. I'll end up alone, and I'll burn myself out because I won't let anybody be in that vulnerable space with me.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, someone with characteristics like that can be taken advantage of as well. I've known you from being the good, giving person you are. When I attended Towson University, you were really helpful to me when I was online, helpful to me and my line sisters, help us get through this semester. And even now, like, when I was scouting people for this episode, I was like, I hope I find somebody who doesn't know him, because I kind of want to get people who don't know each other. And I reached out to somebody who goes to UB too, and she's like, Jalen? I was like, dang, everybody knows Jalen. And she says she knows you because you have been so helpful to her. So I could piggyback on that. Like, yeah, I can agree and say, that's good.
Thank you.
Very good. I would say it's not from one person in particular, but being like a woman, being in law, I try and find mentors who have like the perfect family life, as well as just being, rising in their career. And I think their big thing is just to make it a priority, make relationships a priority, make your partner a priority. I'm somebody who's so focused on work and just focused on my career. And I think that's just something that I haven't really, I think I have to make more of an active effort.
I think
dating.
that's really, really good. Work-life balance is very, very important. But as young professionals, we're so caught up on being successful,
Definitely.
having a good career, having that money, and then enjoying ourselves on vacation and doing all that. But yeah, that's very important that you have to allot that time for dating and, to get to know somebody, or you mess around and be 45 and be like, dang, what do I do with my life? I'm so successful, I got this, I got that. But no, that makes sense. That's good. So my next question is, are you familiar with the love languages?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know your love language?
Yeah.
Go ahead and share.
It recently switched. It used to be words of affirmation, but I'm kind of handsy. So it's like physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time. It's like another one. It's gift giving and then one more.
I have them written down.
I was going to say, I didn't
Words
know
of
they were
affirmation,
like actual
acts of service,
There we go. So
quality time, physical touch, and receiving gifts.
So yeah, physical touch, words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, gift giving.
So all of them.
All of them.
No, I was giving you an order.
Gotcha.
Everything is my favorite. Everything is my favorite. My love language is everything.
I feel that.
Everything.
Okay. And you?
Can you, I guess, repeat what's actual service?
So somebody doing something for you. So like, let me give an example. So, okay, I'm going to give it like in a family. So you have a husband and a child, and you do your daughter's hair every day. Your husband wakes up early and he makes breakfast and does the children's hair for you.
Yeah, so I was thinking so that would definitely be like my number one.
Yes, like someone taking initiative.
Yeah, those initiatives, those little things, like to me, that means so much.
Okay. Words of affirmation is my number one then. I mean, I gave them to you in order, but if
You
I had
said
to,
it switched though.
no, they switched, but I thought you were saying like of listing.
The order.
Yeah. But if
So-
I had to really choose just one, is words of affirmation. Like I'm a man of like word. Like say what you mean what you say. And I hate when people be like, well, you know what I mean, or like, well, you
Yeah.
know what I was supposed. No, I don't fucking know what you were trying to say. I really don't know what you were trying to say. Say what you literally mean.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with that. 100%. I would say, and y'all can always flip questions back on me. Like y'all can ask me different questions too. But I would say that my love language is physical touch. Like I just feel like proximity and just knowing that, you know, being the sensual person I am, like you gotta be there. Like
Getting your back rubbed on and stuff.
yeah,
oh,
like my feet especially. I don't like feet.
Go ahead,
if a
moisturize
man-
my scalp.
That
Fuck 'em
too.
up, sis.
Like if a man rubs my feet, I'm like, dang, he really loved me. He really does. Feet are so nasty, and I'm so sorry. I don't think I'll be rubbing any feet. So if a man rubs my feet,
So then what if a nigga put your toes in his mouth?
Ugh.
I'm taking my toes out. His mouth.
That's crazy.
That's
So you
bad.
really amped it up. It was like feet is so nasty. Touch
Yeah.
my feet, but then he was like,
No.
But that's a difference.
That's
That's
different.
completely
Like,
different.
To me, let me tell you the honest truth. Feet is always going to be dirty. Like even if
Really?
I wash my feet, that walk from the bathroom to the
that shit get you right? if he touches your feet.
Nah, he can touch them, but put it in his mouth. Then he gonna lean over for a kiss. I'm like, nah. Okay, good.
No, you're good. So that would have been my first, but for whatever reason, like all my relationships, like my serious ones have all been long distance. So like I
Really?
can't even do like the physical touch thing.
Why they been long distance?
I don't know. I guess I just meet the people that like the right person for me,
Yeah.
and it just happens. That's
Outside of
what I was-
DMV, I'm
yeah,
trying to tell
literally.
you, the gold is outside of the DMV, but nobody hears me.
It's not, because like, I feel as though it's like home is where the heart is. You're gonna find somebody
Yeah.
where your home is. Everybody, like, especially around this age, everybody's like, I'm gonna move to Cali, or like I'm gonna move to New York. I'm gonna run away from home just to be like, damn, I kind of miss it back here.
Yeah.
Go out there and meet some trash people, and then be like, you know what? I actually kind of did like it back here, and this is where I'd rather like be.
I will say though, like I always tell myself, I can't do long distance. And then especially with my love language being like, you know, physical touch,
Yeah.
it's really difficult for me
Yeah.
because I'm like, well, you know, I'm gonna just slowly ghost because.
Yeah.
But what is a deal breaker when it comes to relationships?
Damn.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
Take
So-
your time. Take your
I was gonna say, I
time.
feel like I don't have a lot, but I'd say like my top two would definitely be one, if you're just not emotionally intelligent, like insensitivity, that kind of thing, just being, I don't know, like we were talking about being like pompous and just being just
Yes.
so like not,
Fully yourself.
not being
So woke you
empathetic
sleep.
and just being just really arrogant, that type of just that lack of emotional intelligence and awareness, humility, that's huge.
Yeah.
And another one is like if you're just not trusting. I'm not with the like every second you're gonna check on what I'm doing or
you
like
with,
like and just being
who's
really
texting
insecure
you.
because like if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I'm fully trusting. Like if you're out with your friends, like whatever, like I'm not worried about any of that. Like you do you. And I feel like it's the same thing. Like if I'm out, like I don't need that. Like
That.
you know,
Yeah.
just that, right? Like I don't
Yeah.
need none of that.
Right.
I think those are like my two big
Right.
deal breakers.
I would say for me, I'm kind of being more intentional about reevaluating that. Like, what are my deal breakers now? Because kind of coming from the, well, not necessarily the neighborhood, but like the area and stuff that I grew up in, a lot of people don't get an opportunity to do the things that I've done. So it's kind of like I would always limit myself in a sense where it's like, yo, you know, I would date below, I don't want to say like my net worth or like my worth or anything, but I would kind of try to humble myself in that aspect because I don't ever want to feel like I'm not giving someone a chance just because their dreams or their ambitions aren't as big as mine are. So thinking about that now, I used to be very like heavily on like the deal breakers. If like, all right, you're not nasty, like, yo, I'm freaked out, da 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 da. Like it was very heavily sexually centered, centered
Yeah.
and focused. But then over time you realize like, okay, that's very fleeting. Like I need more substance than that. Then it was like, okay, well, do they have his dreams or goals as big as mine are? Like, okay, do you want to take over the world like I want to take over the world? But then that's unrealistic because everyone doesn't see themselves in that role. and it would be hard to find someone, and then eventually you find someone that's just like you, and y'all aren't compatible. Mm-hmm. So I think the deal breaker for me now is you just have to want to do better than what you're doing right now. That's it. Just simple as that. Like, you could be an artist. You want to paint a better picture tomorrow than you did today. Mm-hmm. Like, you're in a corporate world. You want to like secure a deal. You want to work up the ladder. Like, then you want to give back. So like philanthropy and then like doing better than you did yesterday. Those are very big deal breakers, because some of the women that I've dated, it's kind of like, yeah, they had the credentials, yeah, they had the education, they had the looks and everything like that, but it's just, they didn't want to do, like, they just couldn't get over themselves or over things that have occurred, and they didn't want to do better. And I mean, sometimes it's hard, like mentally, like everybody functions on a different wavelength, or like, what's the word I'm looking for? Frequency. Everybody functions on a different frequency, but at the end of the day, like, you yourself have to push to do better. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of like, you just got to want to do better. That's my deal breaker. If you don't, or I see you want to remain stagnant, I'm getting better with cutting it off. I used to be Captain Save-A-Ho. I'd be like, oh, I'll just work with you. Like, let me help you out. Nah, you kind of goofy and I got to leave you alone.
I was going to say, that's funny, because I'm like the complete opposite. Like, that was a deal breaker in a past situation that I had, where I think he just thought I was too ambitious. And like, he loved the idea of me on paper, but he was like,
in real life, like, in real life, he was sick. He was like, damn, another meeting.
He probably thought you were intimidating black women. I don't know. That's
self-esteem. That's self-esteem issues.
Gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I said, like, in terms of insecurity, I think that is an insecurity.
Niggas that come after women for like how good they're doing, or like let their little insecure ways like peek out, you're corny. Like, because you don't have your self-ground. Honestly, the thing is, when you mess with somebody that's doing more than you, or like date somebody that's doing more than you, it should galvanize you and make you want to do better.
It should motivate you. Yeah.
If at any time that shit makes you angry or scares you, you're fucking corny, because that means you were weak this entire time, and somebody else showed you how weak you were.
Yeah.
Now you like want to cop the plea and be like, oh, you don't have time for me, or like, why you always doing this, or like, oh, my work's not as important as yours. No, nobody ever said that. You just realize how corny you are.
And you know what's crazy? Like, you saying that, it's like, I was this busy when you met me, so don't try to act like it's new. It's a new like, type of busy. Like, now that we're together, you know.
Who you talking to on the phone?
Don't try to change. Like, and people often think that, okay, like, I saw this post about how like women will dress a certain way, and then like when you date her, you like try to be in a relationship with her. You try to tell her like,
oh no, now you're dressing too
like
sexy, or
yeah, like that's a sexy dressing that brought you in the first place.
It's a certain level of sexy you gotta maintain at all times.
Exactly. But I also kind of understand, like, you know, I can play the devil's advocate.
No,
I don't agree with that. I won't say I agree with that, but I can also play the devil's advocate in the sense that, you know, when you in a relationship, you should carry yourself a certain way, because you're not available no more. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so
but
what
I'm
do you mean
not saying change
way?
how you dress. I'm not saying that, but it's also like there's people who go out, and I hate to say act single, but we had a prior discussion about, you know,
women be acting fucking single because their boyfriend is dust.
But men be acting single too.
No, that's true. It's true. He be out at happy hour and shit the whole time. His son is unprepared for school. Unprepared. That little nigga is sitting home, has not gotten past problem number 2 on the homework, because his father don't give a fuck about him. He at happy hour.
Right. Have you ever ghosted a person, and why? What's a valid reason to ghost somebody? Let's take it to. Have you ever ghosted somebody?
Certainly.
Have you ever ghosted somebody?
No.
Why did you ghost somebody?
Yeah, I don't ghost women. I will tell you straight up. I have a thing. I'm very adamant now on like, I will leave no stone unturned. And I know how it feels to kind of like get blindsided and not have somebody tell you what it is.
Oh yeah.
So I've made it an adamant goal of mine. I'm gonna tell you at every turn, like, yo, if I'm not texting you as much, I will let you know the list of reasons why. I don't ever want somebody walking around trying to figure out like, damn, what happened? You get what I'm saying? So I don't ghost people. I'll tell you straight up, I'm not fucking with you because XYZ reason, or like, this happened, that's why I had to take a step back. More so, I've had like women ghost me, and then they'll come back and be like, oh, sorry, da-da-da. But I'm like, you could have just been a grown-ass woman in the first place and said what you had going on. So, I don't ghost people. I'll just tell you what it is off the muscle.
was gonna say and it's good to like hear people's opinion, like who are not like, you know, who don't tend to ghost or don't ghost at all. I think I'm just somebody who doesn't want to do that conversation sometimes, right?
How you an attorney and you're not confrontational?
I'm confrontational with like
Work. It's work.
No.
Right?
I'm
It's a paycheck.
confrontational with work, and if it's something that I truly feel like, okay, I need to address this, I certainly will. Like people who know me know, like I'm quick to confront you if necessary. But sometimes I don't think I would ever ghost somebody that I really, you know, that I like or that I'm really, really serious about. But if I just feel like, it's a situation where I don't think either side there's like not much invested in it, right? But then I find out that there might be more than my assessment of the situation. Like I'll be like, that, you know, they probably don't care that much, and I don't want to put myself out there to say like, this is why I'm, you know, not talking to you as much anymore or whatever. So yeah, certainly I have done some ghosting.
So I'm gonna tell you about my experience with ghosting. In my younger days, ghosting was like, I told myself I don't need to explain myself to anybody. Only people I need to explain myself to is God and my parents. So to me, ghosting was like, you know, I don't owe you no explanation. If I don't want it, I don't want it, and I don't need to. Deuces, like I didn't feel the need to explain. As I grew up and I became more in tune with my emotions, and I know how it feels to be ghosted, I'm like, yo, that's not a good feeling. Plus, I watch TV. You watch Insecure, and you're like, dang, like, that's not fair. Yeah. So, like, now I can't say that I actively ghost people. Like, if it's not working, I have no problem saying, like, hey, you're a great person. I'm a great person. I just don't think we're compatible.
What's your definition of ghosting?
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's
actually a great question.
Because there's a difference between ghosting somebody and then you've told them your intentions up front. And because I've had that with women, I've told them up front, like, listen, I'm just trying to chill. Like, when I say chill, like, you're not coming over my house. Like, we can link in person or something or do something outside the crib. And they'll incessantly, like, try to text me or, like, set up situations. I'll be like, yo, now after a while, that's not ghosting. I'm just I'm not replying anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm saying some people.
That's just leave them on read.
But some people will say that's ghosting. Like, oh, he doesn't hit me back anymore. I hit him up.
Don't make your intentions clear from the jump.
Well, not me necessarily, but that's why I asked you what's your definition.
So that's not my definition of ghosting. My definition of ghosting is things seem to be going well, because at this point you've never told this person that there's a problem, you're not interested, you've lost interest, there's something going on, your pet died, your dad's in the hospital, you've never told them the situation, you just cold turkey cut off communication. That's ghosting.
Fuck, you get married.
You said what?
Right? I'm getting married tomorrow.
You get married tomorrow?
Yeah, no, literally. Let me go to my next question. Okay. Y'all answer ghosting. Y'all be ghosting. Okay.
I was going to say, I'll put the onus on me. I ghost.
I like that, onus.
Okay. So do you believe that moving in together could cause a relationship to end?
Hell yeah.
Of course. I mean.
That's easy then.
No, I mean, like, I think it's important, and I've actually talked about this, like, you know, like Cameroonian parents, like,
oh yeah,
you know, in the past, I feel like my parents had been like very much like, you could not, you know, live with somebody, yeah. But at this point, my mom is pressed. She's like, listen,
grandkids.
She's like, do what you gotta do. For me, I already know, like, I would much prefer to live with somebody prior, right? And if it doesn't work, then it's better for it to have not worked than for y'all to get married, and then when y'all live together, it's like, it just doesn't work, right? So that's where I'm at.
I'm an adamant believer. I mean, like, I'm a strong faith Christian man. Like, I believe that when you do certain things out of order, it fucks up the flow of stuff.
I agree.
So my thing is this.
I agree.
That covenant of marriage carries a lot more with it than tax benefits, like how people be trying to fake mysteriously say nowadays. When you're not married, you are only obligated to yourself. When you unionize two people under God, it's like, okay, I'm here for you regardless, you're here for me regardless. So I'm moving in with you when we're not married. Now it's like you know what, I don't really like what you do. I can just be out.
Yeah.
I can just be out. I don't have to focus on, like, you know, getting used to certain things or learning how to love you in ways in which you don't do stuff like that I may do because it's no longer my personal preference. And it's even with kids. If you don't have that covenant or that extra tie holding you guys together, you could fuck around. Yo, that's why niggas get up and dip on their sons.
Co-parenting.
That's why niggas do it.
Co-parenting.
Now, I would be remiss if I say, okay, it's some exceptions. Some people found the way around it. They like, all right, we lived together first, then we got married and all that stuff like that. Or we had a kid, it didn't work out, now we're co-parenting perfectly. But you still have to notice that you wouldn't have had to either work as hard or those situations wouldn't have come to fruition had you not followed them steps. Because once you're in that covenant, it's like, yo, I'm constantly working on myself to be a better me for you, and you're constantly working on yourself to be a better you for me.
And my take on that is that, like, and this is not to insult or anything, people who are living together as a couple, but people can tend to get too comfortable and complacent and not work towards like a marriage or like they're
shacking up.
So, and I've seen like this happen, like friends and people who their parents were living together for like 10 years and then just had like 5 kids and then just got married when they were 25. And I'm just like, I don't judge. It's your business. Your story is your story, and your experience is your experience and stuff. But my personal take on it is that I don't think that I could live with my significant other unless we were engaged or married, only because like I feel like what was instilled in me growing up just sticks. It just sticks. Like I live alone now, but even before this, like I had roommates and stuff, and I was just like, nah, I can't live this roommate life, and I can't live with nobody unless it's my man or my family.
I say that all the time.
Yeah,
I say that same thing. I'm like, literally the only people that I'm going to be living with moving forward is like my man and
or your parents,
like children. Like, my parents got to deal with me, but
Like if anything, if push came to shove, it's like, hey mom, hey dad, got my bags, like. But I can't. At this point in my life, at my big age, like I'm not moving in with like no roommate, and I'm also not moving in with a man unless I know that this is going to be my husband. Because what am I living with you for? And then we have a huge breakup. Now I'm looking foolish, moving my like it's just a lot, and I don't know, it's just a lot. So.
I would say though, also like to your point, I do think your stance on it is because you're rooted in your Christian principles. There's a lot of people who like married or not, like once they start living together, they're like, oh, I don't like it, right?
But
and then they just end things.
That's true, but I mean, it's also if I even stepped outside of my Christianity, it's just logically how that shit works.
It's true.
If you have no obligation to another person
There's
going into something, it's
down.
nothing holding you back from just saying, bye. I'm out when this doesn't work for me.
Who cheats more, women or men?
Damn, you would ask him that shit like that.
No, come on. Like, that's not even a given. What?
See, I knew it.
Stop lying. That's cap. Men definitely cheat more than women.
Women cheat hard as a motherfucker, bro. It's like chess versus checkers. Y'all will always fuck up. Now, when I say fuck up, it's like you will fuck a dude that is giving you 1, 2, 3 plus the thing that your nigga wasn't giving you back then. If you are a cheater, I'm not saying y'all are.
I was gonna say I'm not a cheater.
Y'all will advance and progress.
I've never cheated in my life.
I was gonna say disclaimer. I've never done it.
I've had a casual misunderstanding.
Okay.
It's not cheating.
You cheated.
So then
it wasn't cheating.
That literally
No. That together. That's a
conclusion.
No. Here's the thing. I wasn't with them at the time, but that together, not together bullshit, y'all still count that shit as cheating. It's not cheating. I'm not with you. I just did some shit that hurt your feelings because you thought that we was eventually get back together pretty soon. I gotta be real about that.
So you cheated on a break. Okay. Carry on.
What the fuck?
Niggas is crazy.
Well.
But the thing is, it's like, yo, it's a seldom group of men that fuck up too. Cause like usually niggas play checkers with it. They be like, ah shit, she fat, yo, she fine. I'm in the moment.
Yeah.
I'ma just jump this next piece. Women be like, well, you know what? His career is a little bit better than the nigga
really
I got. He cares a little bit more.
But we
usually are like, well, he's cheating on me. So
but I'm saying that's like a pawn taking a fucking rook. Like y'all are really strategic shit. And you be like, you know what? I'm gonna give him some pussy because like he really done got in the end zone and all this shit checks out. And that's why I tell you, if I broke up with my nigga, he would be a better fall through than my nigga was. But it's think just like that.
And that's why women cheat better.
Yeah, y'all cheat better, but y'all also cheat more, and especially
that's lies. We don't cheat.
I'm gonna tell you why. Especially around this age, in the late let's give it like 24 on down.
was gonna
Y'all
say,
cheat. Here's
No.
the thing. What I've noticed, my personal opinion, I could be
No,
fucking wrong.
absolutely
I'm
not.
opening myself
No,
up
you're
to
absolutely wrong.
Sorry, I'm just let's
women.
let's let him say.
Women. My thing is, it's either two categories: y'all that are self-working. I see two self-working women here, or those that are self-doubting. The self-doubting joints have stayed with the same nigga through all the tried and bullshit and all that stuff like that. The headaches, the BMs, the drama, the cheating and everything like that, and they settle. And then when they get like to the later 20s, they be like, damn, I'm still cooking up and I done settle for this shit. And it's a couple fine niggas over there that's like telling me everything I want to hear. That's what I want to fuck with. Then you have y'all. In which it's like, yo, I'm just going to keep climbing this ladder until I find the one that really fucks with me. So you could be dealing with a dude for 5, 6, 7 months. If that right nigga comes along, that gives you that look, and you be like, damn, his mindset is right, his pocket is right, he wholesome, and he lay that shit down. You know what? I gotta experience this shit real quick. And if it's just good enough to give me
I wouldn't cheat.
Yeah,
That's
it's
different.
different. This
Like
is
if I
different.
really felt like
you've already cheated when you entertain that shit.
No, I wouldn't entertain it, but if I really felt
How you
like,
find out he had all them good qualities then? Damn, that's crazy, right?
Well.
It's crazy, right?
No, wait
It's
a
fucking
minute,
crazy.
wait a
Your
minute,
dick
wait
ain't
a
the only
minute,
way
wait a
you
minute.
cheat. Like that's
Wait
wild.
a minute. So you saying if I got a dude and a better dude comes along, I'm contemplating.
That's how
Dude?
honestly, to be honest, that's how a lot is, not every, but that's how a lot of women, when you get to this day, because I've talked to, my thing is, I don't just say this shit because I hear from my peers. I'm a person that like, yo, you seek the counsel of the wise. I'm talking to niggas that's like 50, 60, happily married and shit that have lived full lives above me, and they be like, yo, what you're going through now is not new. History may not repeat itself, but it rhymes a lot. All these not little girls. I was about to call them little. That shit, that's some old head shit.
little girls.
All of these women around our age, the same way as men who may fall into the category of wanting to do better or like play the chess game, not the checkers game. Everybody wants the next best thing, and they don't want to settle for less. Because the spoken is, when you drop that flick on the gram, and it's you and that nigga, you gonna be like, damn, is the world gonna be disappointed? Is the game still gonna love me? That shit crazy. And they be like, oh, it doesn't matter as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
I ain't saying something I don't care about, but I'm just saying for your own self, you be like, yo, I want to step out the house with some shit that makes me proud. And a lot of women I see step out the house with some dusty ass niggas. I'm not gonna lie to you, they fucking
So,
dust. And
I'ma
some
tell
niggas
you
step
from
out
the
with dust women.
I'm gonna tell you from the perspective of I can't relate. If I'm with a dude and he's not holding it down,
I'm just gonna
and
leave.
I see a better guy, I'm gonna be like, well,
Yeah.
it was nice knowing
So you admitting that you cheating?
Thank you.
No, it's not
I'm telling you,
cheating.
I'm cutting it off with
Yeah,
one dude, then
like,
I'm starting it
It
with the next one.
It starts right here.
Yeah, no,
you
but
can
it's-
tell them whatever. It starts right
Yeah,
here.
no,
No,
but-
but to my next question.
If
No,
it's-
go ahead.
No, I mean, but if it like starts here, for me, I can speak from personal experience. If I even feel like, okay, I'm looking at other options, like this guy's a better option, like then you don't feel that strongly about your relationship,
So
right?
then you have to go.
And so it's like it's time for me to
I'm
leave.
I'm gonna tell you the
Yeah,
realest
like-
shit. My married man's, he got married at 24. And he was a cold nigga just like me.
You a cold nigga?
I'm a cold motherfucker.
Ooh, that's intimidating.
I'm a-
Ladies, I hope you're listening.
I'm gonna tell you this. He said that when you get married, bro, your eyes don't never stop working.
Well, that's a fact.
And that's facts.
That's the, not
But
even
it-
when
but
you
it's-
get married,
but
your
it's-
eyes never stop working. Period.
But it's the temperament. So I'm saying, if in your mind that inkling, you can't control that shit with your temperament. That inkling, you see some shit that you like or some shit you fuck with, and you out. That's horrible.
No,
that's
I mean-
on y'all. That means
No,
y'all
I
cheat more than men.
when I've been in relationships,
Go
I've
ahead, roll
met
your eyes.
many guys who are quality men, and even men who I might have liked in the past or whatever, who have expressed that, oh yeah, like I've always felt you, like whatever. But if I'm in a relationship, yeah, like my eyes can see, I can see like that's like, you know, a fine guy, like he has whatever going for him. But
Fine
like
enough to leave your nigga.
no, I don't even really care about looks. That's not really my thing. But
I feel you.
in terms of like if it's somebody that I'm looking for, like objectively, even for the most part, I wouldn't, look for that. It's really if I feel that attraction of wanting to step out. That's like a 1% chance.
What
And
in
if
the-
I get that 1% chance, then it's like, okay,
What is
clearly
the
I don't feel you that much. So
what
it's
is
time
the
for me to leave.
attraction of wanting to step out if you ain't heard shit he has to say in the first place?
Well, if there's
That's what I'm saying, yo.
If
like-
there's any situation where I feel like there's something better out there, that means something's lacking in the relationship.
Amen. I'm gonna go with
Something's
her.
lacking, and you're looking for something else, so you gotta go. I'm not saying that.
Checkmate.
I'm not saying that like. I'm not saying that you're not gonna look. I know that when I'm married, I'm still gonna be attracted to.
Of course.
I'm still gonna be attracted to Idris Elba.
Like you said, eyes work.
He's married. I'm probably gonna be married, and I'm still gonna think he's fine.
I mean, it's not the eyes and the appeal aspect. I'm talking about what is the step between the eyes and the looking, and you actually sitting down and being like, yeah, this shit not gonna work out because I think something out there is better than for me. What's that
I think
step?
at that point you're not as interested in
Yeah.
who you're with anymore. Because
And
if you are, you wouldn't care.
So then, how do you know
I
that
feel
you're
like
not
there's a
interested
difference.
if you have?
I feel like there's a difference. I'm not gonna say that just because I'm married, men outside are not gonna be fine. I'm not saying that.
That's not what I'm saying either.
What I'm saying is that something is lacking in this current relationship, and I'm looking for better. And once I come to terms where I'm like, this is not what I want. It's not what I look for. This is not no longer satisfying me. I'm gonna have to draw that line and be like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Before I step out, I'm gonna end what I have going on here. Then I'm gonna move forward, upward and onward. Okay, so we just gonna have a few wild cards, not too many.
Are you obligated to tell your new partner that you dealt with someone that they know previously? Hell yeah. Simple as that. That's how them, what I say about self-mitigation. Any woman that I dealt with that I know you remotely might know somebody that I hit, I'll tell you off the muscle before we even lay in the bed together. Yo, I gunned your friend, your line sister, your cousin, or some shit. I just want to let you know. So moving forward, if you choose to deal with me, you can walk away. I don't want no shit where you mad invested and then you be like, so why didn't you tell me you slept with her?
Yeah.
Now I'm fucked up.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and that's how you get into arguments and headaches and shit.
But I also feel like don't ask, don't tell.
No.
Yeah, I'm very it would really.
A lie is a lie, even by omission.
Like
even by omission.
Okay, yeah, I believe in lies by omission, right? But I think it also just depends on the situation. Like
You about to date me and you fucked my brother.
Well, I will tell
your brother.
Your brother's
My friend. Even if, matter of fact, my thing is this: tell me. Let me decide. You're taking away my power when you don't tell me that.
Actually, I actually was dating a guy. I have a whole story for this. I was dating a guy, and I was super late for the date. It was just a chain of events that day. And the restaurant that we were initially supposed to go to, he just left because I don't think they were open that long. Whatever. And we go to a place on U Street. We're smoking hookah, and I'm chilling. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, it was a crazy day. He was like, it's cool. I met up with my friend. Like, he's about to pull up. Like, I thought you weren't going to come. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he's like, meet my friend. I turn around. It's my whole ex. And I'm like, so me being the person I am, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, if I'm uncomfortable, you're going to see I'm uncomfortable. Yeah. It's no way for me to play it off. So I turn around and my whole face drops. And he's like shaking my hand. I don't know if he didn't recognize me or like he was trying to play it off, but I couldn't. Like I was like, I pulled back and I was like, I'm not even gonna hold you. I used to see this man. He's like, what? I was like, I used to see him, and I can't. And I don't think I could actually date somebody who's like friends with an ex or somebody I've been with, because I just feel like that lingers over the relationship at all times. Like it's no getting rid of that. You can't erase it. I can't be like, oh, let me just erase this part of history, you know?
I think I'm very like un-African in that sense. Like I depending on the situation, like I will disclose, but ultimately, if it gets serious enough, like I will tell. But I've had friends like date exes of mine or like people that I've dated and like I don't care.
Yeah, like when you move on, you move on.
Yeah, like that's how I am. I think it's because like really like when I move on, I move on.
It's too many niggas in the world for your friends to be fucking niggas.
That's how my best friend, one of my best friends.
That's how I feel too.
That's how one of my best friends feels. Like we were talking about it. It was me, her, and another of our close friends. We're in a group chat, and she was saying like, nah,
because that means while they was with you, they was looking at that nigga like, yeah,
I don't know,
maybe.
I don't know. I don't see it that seriously.
With me, it depends on the level of friendship. Like my best friends are like my sisters.
Yeah.
So they can't date any of my exes. It's just would be weird. Like, and I wouldn't want to date any of their exes. But if it's just like a friend, a social, someone who just be on the scenes.
If I'm on if I'm even popping up on the scene with you and I've chopped it up, had a conversation, we done got a bed together. No, it's too many women out here to be trying to cuff. It's different if you just hitting shorty. It's too many women out here to be trying to, even on the principle thing, you don't owe another nigga nothing, but like, why are you trying to fuck that man ex, yo? Like, come on, son. Like, it ain't. Is her pussy that good? He left for a reason. Like, come on, yo.
Well, this concludes episode 6 of What You Want to Call a Podcast. If you could drop your handles for the followers, let them know where to find you on IG.
Okay. My IG is Miss MS _ Ninabelle, Ninabelle.
I cannot spell, so forgive me. My IG is The Original Made Man, TheOriginalMademan.
Woo, you got it.
Until you make it. And
Yo, I made that shit in 2012. I'm not changing my handle then.
your hostess with the mostest, Alex Olexi, OHLEXSEE. Yeah, thanks for tuning in.